I would argue every brand is resistant to change. Why? Because that's the way we do it here. That's the way we tried that last year. That's not the way we do. You hear these all the things. The challenge for every brand is the more senior we all become in our careers, irrespective of where we work, the more expertise and the more experience we have, and the more reasons we know why the new idea won't work. So we constantly no, because we tried that last year. No, because it's not a strategic brand fit. No, because it won't work. And so I get people to use the words yes and instead of saying no because. You get people to just, you saw the experiment downstairs where when people say no because, the idea starts getting smaller really quickly. When you use yes and, it gets really big really fast, but far more importantly, transfers the power of my idea to our idea and accelerates its opportunity to get done. The biggest challenge for all of us is our own river of thinking. Well, what's a river of thinking? It's our own expertise and our own experience. And the more we have, the more senior we are in the organization. We're more removed from our frontline cast members. We're more removed from our guests. And the more expertise and experience we have, the more reasons we know why the new idea won't work. So we constantly shoot it down. Could be a hotel. It could be a museum. Museums are really boring, but they're inherently traditional. That's the way we do it here. And so, but they're boring. They just are. They don't want to be, but they are. So they want to protect their legacy one step in the past, but they've got to move into the future. So how do we do that? Well, I was at the Van Gogh Museum a few weeks ago, and I saw this little boy. Unfortunately, that was that little wire that just stopped you going too close to the painting. He tried to swipe the painting. I felt really old really quickly. But I suddenly thought, well, hang on a minute. With augmented reality today, it's a quick QR code on the side of the picture. Vincent van Gogh pops out of the painting, rips his ear off, and says, let me tell you why. So the museum can be a static experience if you choose it to be, but using augmented reality, you're turning it into an immersive experience. And so I talked about 19 Crimes. It's the fastest growing #1 selling red wine in the United States of America. And if you ask people, did you buy the wine or did you buy the experience? Well, we bought the experience. So think of, I forget which wine label. They do these amazing labels. They work with artists. I think it's Beaujolais Nouveau every year. And they create these incredible new labels, but the labels are static. Well, they don't have to be. This 19 Crimes is like Harry Potter. They come out of the label, start talking to you in the middle of the soup. So I can have the static traditional experience, or I can immerse my guests in a truly immersive experience. People are buying stories, they're not buying products or services. Well, the QR code and augmented reality enables us to tell stories. So for example, Le Petit Chef, I don't know if you've seen it, it's 20 years old. There was a projection camera up here, and this little chef comes out of the tablecloth and starts talking to you. All you're doing is turning it to a fully immersive experience for the people that want it. So I was approached by a very large baseball team, who also own a very large football team in Great Britain, and they came to me with a classic challenge: how might we make more money? I said, oh, can't wait to work on this one. I said, well, how many people does your stadium seat? One seats 50,000, one seats 60,000. I said, well, how many fans have you got? I said, well, registered worldwide, we have over 300 million fans. I was like, wow. I said, what if I could put them all in one stadium for one day at one time in less than 5 years from today? And they all looked at me like, don't be daft. I'm like, okay. I said, I tell you what, you'll pay my fee. If I can't do it, I'll give you my fee back. But if I win, you have to fly from this town in the United States of America to the Lamb and Flag pub in Covent Garden and buy me a pint of Guinness. The whole board. I got my pint. So why? Because we went down to the baseball stadium and we sat next to the players in the dugout like you and I are right now, having this conversation for 3 hours. Except we weren't there. We were in the Apple store in London with an Apple Vision Pro on our head. They were in the dugout. So now, fast forward, past where Ray-Ban went, where Oakley is now going, and Luxottica is Johnny and Cairo by 2032 with a pair of glasses that will cost $100, $150 a pair. For $1 a game, he's on the back row. For $5, he's on the halfway line. And for those Brighton fans, for $10, you can sit next to the players.